Trust Profits. It is the formula here, and I am capping the card for Saratoga this Saturday coming up, July the 12th. This is the opening weekend, take 3 in 2025 for Saratoga. Love opening weekend so much they did it 3 times. Let's get to it, shall we? Not going to review previous because we did that in the Ellis Park version of this. Let's start with maiden special weight. Race 100K purse, 6 furlongs on dirt. I'm going to go top horse here being Curtain Call, trained by Mark Casse. Jose Ortiz, 'tis the law. I mean, who's hotter than Jose Ortiz right now? No one, really. This horse finished in the money first time out, gearing up to break his maiden this time at 5-2. It sounds about right. 'Tis the law. Looking like a pretty good sire. We're going to move over to his brother, Brohan, Irad Ortiz. Tappett's Legacy, the 3-horse. Firster from Todd Pletcher, 20% lifetime on firsters. He knows how to do it. Maybe, yeah, sounds good to me. This is a small race, 6-horse race, 4 firsters out of 6. So we're going 1 and 1. Moving over here to race 2. Similar situation, 7 horses. We've got 5 firsters in this race. My top horse here, I'm going with Fraudster, another firster. We're going back to Todd Pletcher and Irad Ortiz this time. The sire is Charlatan, who I think has been looking pretty good in terms of a sire in his first year. So yeah, we're starting out with Fraudster here. Getting good workouts from Fraudster across the board here. A lot of these horses have pretty good workouts, but again, we're looking at trainer, we're looking at jockey. Irad on Saturday is usually a pretty good bet. I'm going to float back over to Jetty's home. I'm going to go with another horse that's had some experience. 15-1 was close the first time out. You're getting value here because there's a significant rise in class for this horse. I think it was in a 52K maiden first time out. So I'm really hoping here experience covers the gap in terms of class going into this race. Like the way the horse was positioned last time. Sometimes class doesn't matter, especially when it's early on, right? So Jetty's home, maybe stealing one here at 15-1 for Jose Delgado. Race 3. Let's turn the page here on race 3. We got a claimer coming in here. So I put both of these horses stand out to me. You could even add the 5 in here as well. But once you look at the 5 at 4-1 Uncle Jim, got to start to think, okay, where's going to be your safe play? Where's going to be your value play, right? Because that's what I'm doing with my 2 picks here. You got a safe play on top, value play on the bottom. For my safe play here, Jerry's Out did stick out to me. Both of these horses, Jerry's Out and Mega Magic, the last races seem to be the best of the class here. I also think that these are the horses that are best at the distance and look best on dirt. Uncle Jim, I think, is a solid third in there. I mean, you could box these 3 horses up for effective box or something like that. But Jerry's Out should be right there on the pace, pushing the pace and saving a little bit down the stretch there. I think that's a pretty solid play. Mega Magic, the 3, will sit just off the pace, maybe 1 or 2 lengths back and close from a little bit further back than Jerry's Out. But I do like the way these 2 horses are positioned. Uncle Jim, do believe, could be the pace setter here. Let me double check my numbers on that. I think Art Fair, maybe. Art Fair, maybe Uncle Jim. The pace could be a little bit hot here. So that might leave the door open more for Mega Magic than for the other horses, depending on who has it left here at 7 furlongs. Next up, we got an allowance race here on dirt, 58K, 6 furlong. It is a small field. I have both these horses pretty close. One will likely take more money here. There's a good chance they both drop. The 4 and the 5 look like they probably, Sitka and Burnin' Hunk of Love right now are sitting at 3-1 and 5-2. These horses are 7-2. And looking at who the jockey and trainer are on the other 2 horses, Sitka and Burning Love. Let's see, scrolling down, you got here Irad and John Ortiz, the trainer, Chad Summers and Jose Ortiz, the jockey on that horse. There's a good chance those end up taking more money and 1 or 2 of these float up. But I do like these 2 horses as the better horses in this race. So CPG had the best last race out. If I'm looking at my formula numbers here, getting a jockey upgrade to Junior Alvarado and is getting the second race off the claim for Dan Ward here. Best win of the group, also for CPG. Gray Wing has 4 wins in 10 races, great at the distance, and likely a pace setter here at 6 furlongs. Pace setter could be the winner in a race. Now we're moving on to race 5. We are whipping through these things, having a good time talking about Saratoga. So, a horse that you may have heard of before, if you turn the page backwards into the Kentucky Derby, not of 2025, but 2024. Bill Mott had a horse called Resilience who was running in that race. Our very own Jessica, who was working with us at Trust the Profits at the time, really liked her Resilience as a long shot in that race. And I do believe he finished top 5. I didn't check into that before I got into this, but yes, the horse ran at the Derby, ran at the Belmont, getting a look here. Best win of the group, switching to turf, a little bit of a risk, but I do like the horse at the distance, going 8.5 furlongs here. So I'm willing to jump aboard Resilience. Bill Mott often knows what he is doing with the horse. If you're going to look for value here, I'm going down to the 2. Jumps off the page to me at 10 to 1. I mean, this definitely didn't look like a 10 to 1 horse to me. Looks good on all surfaces and looks good at the distance. Getting a jockey upgrade to JJ and has been running some great times too. When I look at the times comp to track records, Union Trail is checking a lot of boxes for me. So I feel at 10 to 1, super value there. All right, moving over. We are on race 6. We're going back to maidens. This one, 6 firsters out of 11. Where am I going here? Delightful Darling came closest last time out, losing by a neck in 120K maiden special. Gets Jose back. He's dropping a little bit in class here, going down from 120K to 100K for whatever that's worth. Going 5.5 furlongs, adding a extra half furlong here. He's good for it. He's good for it. If I'm going to look for some value here at 6 to 1, Brad Cox, getting a Brad Cox horse at 6 to 1, extremely successful with firsters, 20% lifetime, 21% last year, 6 to 1 if it sticks. I mean, that's really what you're looking at here. After scratches, after the public gets a hold of it, looking at Brad Cox here. Who's he got on the mount? Flavian Pratt. It's going to be tough to beat that one. Yeah, if you can get 6 to 1, take it. Moving on to race 7, flipping through these things. We've got a very deep race here. It looks like there's 12 horses entered in, but there's a couple that are doubled up together here. I am going to go with the 2-2B. Malarchik, always close. Digital Ops is the other one who is linked in with Malarchik here. Good numbers for the distance. Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt. Spoiler alert, that combo is going to come up a lot of times in this. You also got the bloodlines of Nyquist. So Malarchik, I definitely feel like sub 2 to 1. Yeah, I do feel like that's a safe pick here, though, Malarchik. Getting a jockey upgrade, obviously. The whole horse is always close, and I do show that there's a 3-race progression here that I definitely like. A little bit of a debate internally in my own brain on the next horse here, but I went with Bramido. I like his numbers at the distance. So you look up there, how long is this race? 9 furlongs. Anytime you get above 8 furlongs, I mean, really into that 8.5 and higher, the higher you get, the more I start looking into how the horse did at the distance. And this is the horse that's had the best numbers at the distance by my numbers here. Top Gun Rocket also got a look, but I don't think he's gone this far yet. Bermudo fits this bill. He also had the best last race. So at 5 to 1, I'm liking some Bermudo. Moving on, Bowling Green, a G2. Yes, sir, we got a G2. I'm going with Far Bridge, and how can you not? Well, how can you not at 6 to 5? Miguel Clement, Joel Rosario, English Channel, Far Bridge. 5 wins, 7 times in the money in the last 10 races. He's an obvious choice. I mean, he's the class of the race. He's sitting there in the middle. He's going to be sitting just off the pace if things go well, showing a little bit of something down the stretch here. 11 furlongs, it's a long way to go. But he's also probably the best horse out there at that distance. Or is he? Harrow. So I'm going with the Saffy Shipper, going to Saratoga. Has been risky in the past, Saffy shipping out. I do know I've had some friends tell me Saffy shipping to Naira, always with a grain of salt. But I like this horse a lot. I look at him on paper. He seems to check out for me. I love the horse's closing ability. I love the numbers that he's setting at the distance here. He's my best horse at the distance. He's getting IRAD. Should compete as long as he can adjust to Saratoga, as long as he can go 11 furlongs. That's asking a lot of any of these horses. But Harrow, I do like at 8-1 here, getting IRAD on top with Safi Joseph Jr. training. Moving to race a 9. Got an allowance race here, 110K going 9 furlongs on turf. Debt limit. I think in the last race, sorry, in Ellis Park, I was talking about another horse I like with the word debt in his name. We're going with debt limit here. Strong closer, 9 furlongs, probably going to need it. Only sits maybe 2 tiers off the pace. Jockey upgrade to Flavian Pratt. Again, that Brown and Pratt combo, 2 wins in 3 races. So we're talking some horses that are lightly run here so far. Finds a way to the finish line, or at least close to. Figures that the distance looks significantly better than the other horses in this race. So at 5-2, no qualms with saying I like debt limit. Now, Common Defense at 10-1, Ken McPeak, Kendrick Carmouche. Last race rated as significantly better than the other horses. So this could be a case of a horse is finding his progression here and getting into his zone. Got a bit of a class drop, sits close to the pace, still has some punch down the stretch though. So yeah, Common Defense is my value play here at 10-1. We got race 10 right here. Race 10 shifting over. So optional claimer, 120K per 7 furlongs. Number 1 pick, my safe play here is General Partner. Shows a class drop, likely due to hit running in the BC Juvenile back in the day. 3 wins in 8 races, Brown and Pratt. I put Platt there, but I really did mean Pratt. Showing a 3 race improvement, which is always something fun to look for. If we're going to go for a horse that we like as a value play, yeah, where are we going with this horse here? Here it is.
And the Oscar goes to...
That's right, Luminaire. Sean Patrick Nolan, this one's for you. Luminaire, I do believe that is an Oscar Performance sired horse. No, sorry, City of Light. But it is a Sean Patrick Nolan favorite, so I do have to throw that out there. Always close to the finish, 3 wins in 5 races, coming off just under a 200-day layoff. Should be close to the pace. The layoff is maybe why you're looking at 8-1 here. There are some other horses in the mix too that could be taken away. Scotland is in there as well. And obviously General Partner, who I had as my safe play here. But yeah, Illuminaire, I think, has just as good a shot as any in this race. Going to the G1, Diana. She feels pretty safe here at 1-1. Sherry DeVoe, Johnny Velasquez. Looks like a single, right? Good closing numbers, 7 wins in 10 starts. Formula figures show considerable distance to the next horse, meaning just looks like a big, huge advantage in terms of my formula speed figures. This is the class of the field. If you're going to take a risk on another horse, there's a couple Chad Brown horses, and I like the one that has the longest morning line, actually. 9-2 Chad Brown horse, getting Dylan Davis on the mount. Dylan Davis, I haven't called his name, and I'm a little bit scared about that right now because he always comes around and shocks me. I'm trying to figure out who I overlooked with a Dylan Davis horse now, but yeah, of the 2 Brown horses, I like this horse a little bit better. The speed figures check out a little bit better for me. I think he's more of a threat in this race, even though the other one has Flavian Pratt. So she feels pretty, looking like a single, but if you're feeling dicey, dynamic pricing is right there at 9-2. And are we at the end? Oh yeah, we're at the last race. We got ourselves a maiden special weight race. Big field, just one firster. It is a Chad Brown firster. I'm going to pass on that Chad Brown firster this time. Always risky to do. It's getting 7-2, but whenever you got a deep field, and we've got 11 in this field right now, and there's only one firster, I just don't like the odds there. It's probably more like a odds of, the one horse out of the many that are winning, but it always feels to me like yeah, experience overload usually wins. But anywho, She Wants War should be the pace setter in this race. It's a third race out for for She Wants War. It's been super close in previous races. Gets a jockey upgrade here, getting Johnny Velasquez, Wesley Ward. It is time for this horse coming from War of Will. But if not that horse at 8-1, Cherie DeVoe, Jose Ortiz. I love that combination. Getting 8-1. Horse that does sit closer to it has been sitting closer to the pace, been off for 250 days, which may be one of the reasons you're getting 8-1 here. But the horse did finish twice in the money already out of twice in the money out of 4 races. Yep, my memory did serve me correct. And not this time being the sire. I've got that as a pretty strong sire. Sire where you often get days off like this, right? Been off for 250 days. When the horse runs, the not this time horses run, they run well, but we have seen them struggle, I guess, to stay on the racetrack. Let's just put it that way. But when they're in, they're usually really strong. So I think I've got that horse, my value play here at 8-1. So there you have it. Tell me what you guys think. Saturday coming up at Saratoga. As always, bet responsibly and have a lovely time at the track.